Web scraping. It is the method that is used to train AI models by scraping every data, picture, video on the internet with or without your consent. When it comes to art, AI collects a huge dataset that are made by humans to train itself to spit out images that look similar or even identical to the original. If you post your art online, there's a very likely chance that your art has already been stolen. Unfortunately, there is almost nothing we as artists can do about it. Then, that is when an idea came into my mind. If these cringe-ass companies are going to steal our art anyways, why not just willingly give it to them? Sometimes the best way to get rid of a pest is by giving them what they want. However, what if the thing we willingly gave away was poisonous? You see, since AI uses the available data on the internet to train its models, what if the majority of the data on the internet was wrong? This is what we call data poisoning. The only reason AI ever learned how to draw characters with 5 fingers is because after a while it started to recognize a pattern in human arts. Why do you think it has such a hard time generating things like hands? That's because not every artist draws humans or entities with 5 fingers. And it does not only train with images, it also trains with real life videos and animation. Have you ever tried waving your hand in front of your camera before? It looks like you have more fingers than you should. This gave me an idea. What if you stylize your work to confuse the AI? This is when I came with 2 different ways to poison your art. Like I said before, AI have a hard time generating hands, so why not make it harder? Draw characters with 6 fingers, draw characters with one side of the hand longer than the other. Not a lot of people will actually notice. So I have drawn up hands here. Yes, even when I fuck with AI, I'm gonna be drawing it. And you can probably see that it has been tampered with a little. Can you see what's wrong with this one? There's an extra finger here, and for this one it's obvious. It doesn't just have to be mistakes and flaws though. If you're drawing an Uma Musume character, instead of giving them hands, you can instead give them hooves. An AI wouldn't understand why this beautiful character is drawn with hooves, but we as humans will understand. You can draw levitating glasses, houses with windows that leads to nothing, a glass of water that is full at the top and bottom but empty at the middle. If you find creative ways to add flaws to your art, not only would it help slow down AI, but it could really make your art unique. If an AI made a window that leads to nothing, it's because it's made a mistake. But for you, an artist, is a design choice, a story you can tell, so do not be afraid to add flaws to your work. Be creative. As AI strives to become more and more perfect, we as humans will have to embrace the imperfections that we are. I know that purposely ruining your work is not something an artist wants to do after spending hours and days of hard work. That is why I think the second method is the easiest method to use and the least damaging to your art. However, before I tell you the second method, there is something I need to talk about, and it is the purpose of this video. We know that AI data poisoning can be somewhat effective. We can see dangerous messages being sent out by AI every now and then. However, this is only because the numerous amount of sarcasm and troll messages being written online on a daily basis. With art, if I'm the only person doing this, it would be like trying to remove every single piece of trash from the ocean by myself. It wouldn't really mean much. That is why I encourage you to make something, whether it's to poison AI's database or to create something that you love. Because having just another 10 people to clean the ocean with me, it would mean a lot and it would make it a lot easier. The entire point of this video is to inspire you to create, to fall in love with the process of making something and see it come to life from nothing. Because at the end of the day, it's the journey that really matters, not the destination. And I truly believe that the actual answer to slowing down AI is to inspire people to create, to let them know what it feels like to be in the flow of creating something, to be praised for how hard you have worked. I'm not the biggest AI hater, but I just believe that AI does not belong anywhere in a creative atmosphere. With that being said, I hope you'll go out to create something even if it's your first time. And if you want to post it on the internet, make sure to use the second method to poison the data batch. I call it the dead pixel. Remember, you are making art for humans, living, breathing humans. And people on the internet rarely ever look at every single pixel of your illustration. However, you know what does? Clankers. Therefore, why not add some shenanigans to your art? Add a dick, add a no AI sign, put in your logo, put in the amount of times your dog pee on the carpet. 99% of people will rarely ever see it. With this method, you don't have to ruin your beautiful artwork that you have spent days and hours making, and if you are known to do this, it could be a really interesting way for your fan to look at your artwork and try to find the Easter eggs. The thing is, when I was researching about this topic, I actually came across 2 websites that helps prevent your art from being stolen. I have no idea how effective these websites would be, but one of them called Nightshade, it changes the invisible pixels on your artwork so only AI gets confused by it. But I have no idea how legit it is. I've heard some people say it's worked, but the only proper source I have is Reddit forums, so if you know anything about it, feel free to let me know. What we can also do is just steal from AI back. What are they gonna do? Complain about copyright? So here's an illustration done by me that I stole from an AI picture. This is now my OC and I'm naming her kuroshiro. And whenever I draw her, there has to be some sort of imperfection to her. With this one, could you find some of the poisonous bits that I left around? Here is the name of my YouTube channel, here is a fuck AI sign, and some of her hairs are just floating. To make sure my artwork actually gets picked up, I'll just be posting it on social, because sadly, it's not that complicated for your art to be stolen at all. All you have to do is post something, and it might already been scraped. The other thing I would do is submit it directly into a chatbot. I don't know how much this would make a difference, but I just want to gaslight an AI into thinking this has 5 fingers. It's so sad that there's just AI videos everywhere now. These methods might not be effective, but like I said before, if this inspires you to create, that is all that really matters. So if you were to make a drawing with any of these methods I mentioned above, make sure to send it to me. I love to see it. And with kuroshiro, you're free to make anything with her. She has red eyes and black hair. That's really about it. And remember, it has to be imperfect. If you could tell me more ways to mess with AI or more effective ones, feel free to let me know. I would gladly do it next time. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.